Hi, everyone. Trilogy here. I'm excited to read for all of you today. I wanted to just give a quick summary of who I am and the type of readings I do so that you can get an idea of me and how a reading will potentially go. So I am a natural born psychic medium. I remember seeing spirits as a young child. I also experienced some telepathy, and I had prophetic dreams, meaning I would dream things before they actually happened. And then as I got older, around 1920, I decided to seek out different teachers, life coaches, mentors, and advisors to really help me develop more. And I actually did call psychic hotlines like this one to just get predictions on my future, figure out how to interpret the messages I was getting from spirit, and really how to step into my power. And I continue to do that throughout all my 20s to the point that now I professionally practice doing psychic and mediumship readings. So psychic readings are when we read the past, present, and future of your life. Also, we might look into life areas such as love life, such as work life, a home life, spirituality, creativity. And mediumship is different from that. Mediumship is where we connect to a deceased loved one, like a grandmother, grandfather, older sister, your child that's in spirit, and we bring them through to give you any messages that they want to give. Okay. I use different divinations. I use tarot as well as the pendulum. You see that I have my clear quartz crystal here. So for the pendulum, I would only ask yes or no questions. Okay. So if you have a yes or no question, please let me know and I'll use the pendulum. Also, I don't have to use tools. I can just use my clairs. I'm very clairvoyant, meaning I can see. I'm clairaudient, meaning I can hear, and I'm clairsentient. And that means that I can sense, I can feel things. There's also claircognizance, which is just clear knowing. Lastly, I just wanted to share that I do have an altar right in front of me. I use this altar in order to connect to the spirit world, my spirit guides, my angels, and your spirit guides and angels. And on the altar, I have a sacred geometric shape. Okay, this is the flower of life, actually the seed of life. And I have different crystals all across it to help pull my energy into this moment and help me do the best readings possible. Okay. So if you are developing as a psychic or medium, preparing an altar can really help you. And I plan to do a blog post, an article on Kasamba soon enough, just diving more into that. So that's a little bit about me. I am ready for the first question. So from Ramandid, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. You said you just want to know if I'm picking up on anything for you. So I do love open-ended questions like that. And since it's not a yes or no, I'm going to tap in with my clairs and use the tarot as well. Okay, so I'm already being pulled into September. It's interesting because as I closed my eyes and I was looking at September, I saw a lot of family symbols. And the card that was drawn is the 10 of Cups. So this card actually is a very positive card. It's a good omen. It's talking about September being a really good month for you. You know, when you feel like just you're hitting all the green lights, you know, when you're driving and it's green light after green light after green light, like good things are happening. That's what September feels like for you. But not just in your own life, it feels like it's extended to your family. Like family relationships are improving and there's good news in the family. And it feels like there's a coming together in the family as well. I also feel like this card is symbolizing growth when it comes to, I want to say prosperity, but I feel like it's more specifically job and career. So there's a feeling of like good news with your job and career in September. And really that carries over into October. So if you're looking to get a promotion, a raise, switch jobs, it looks like you'll be really good to do that around September, October of this year. Okay. So yeah. And there's also a feeling of somebody from the past. I don't know if this is a friend or a family member that you fell out with or an ex, but there's a feeling of like somebody from the past coming back and it's a positive experience. All right. So I hope that resonates with you. And I'm ready for the next. Okay. Marisa says, good evening. Can I have a reading on love, career, and health? So I can only focus on like one area for today, just so that I can connect with as many people as possible. So let me just see what my spirit guides and angels want me to connect with. It's not really health that they want to talk about. Just one moment. I feel like they want to talk about career because the card also that came through is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant has to talk about, to me, when I look at this card and I connect with your energy, it has a lot to do with leadership. So I feel like the message is to not be afraid to step more into your dominant energy. So there's a feeling of like you're supposed to be a boss. You're supposed to be a CEO. You're supposed to potentially be an entrepreneur. There's a feeling of like you're supposed to have a leadership role within your career and to get out of your own way, to step more into that, because that's how you'll be truly happy. I was going to say healthy. So that might be that perhaps if you're concerned about your health, maybe your work environment is too stressful and causing an upset in your health. I'm not completely sure because I didn't hear that directly from my spirit guides and angels. But just because my mind and my mouth said health, I feel like perhaps they're saying the work environment might be a little bit toxic or causing too much stress. So you're meant to be in a leadership role. I do feel like this year is not necessarily the biggest year for your career. I feel like 2022 is a very big milestone, but also 2024. 2024 feels like abundance, like you've reached the level of success that you've always been hoping for. Okay. And there's a feeling of like, don't let people get in your way, because there's a feeling of like, maybe some people are like, oh, you can't do that. But there's a part inside of you that's like, I was here to do more. I came here to do more. So just give yourself permission to do more. The Hierophant can also represent going back to school. So if you're interested in going back to school, please do that. And you said you wanted to know something about love. I feel like it's not great news with love, meaning you might be holding on to someone or a situation that's not really working because it's the Hangman card. And so this card often comes up when it's asking us to see things from a different point of view. Like sometimes we're stuck in the hoping, the wishing that things will change. And if we change our view to acceptance, sometimes we can see, all right, this isn't really what I want. And that frees us to move on to what actually does work for us and what we do really want. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for career and love for you, Marisa. Many blessings to you. So Sherry, which is actually one of my favorite names, asked about your current situation. Are you talking about love? I'm not sure I completely understand what you're talking about. Could you be more specific about which situation? Well, I just drew a card and it's coming up as the Lover's card. So I'm feeling like you're talking about a love situation. So I hope I'm interpreting that correctly. So when it comes to love, this card is kind of going, this doesn't work for me, but this does work for me. This doesn't work, but this does. Oh, and Sherry says, yes, that's what you're talking about. Okay, well, your spirit guides know. That's why they gave me the love card. To be honest, I feel like they're asking you to really sit, perhaps in meditation or journal, to get really clear you truly think you want. The feeling of like you're not clear enough on the title good, but there's more. You need to be more specific about what you want, because there's a feeling of like your love life is not working for you right now. Okay. If you look at this card, you can see that the angel is shooting more so towards the woman. And when I use this deck and this card comes up, it normally can mean that the woman's more in love than the man is. Okay. So that might be your current situation. And if you're not in love right now and you're more so seeking to find somebody, then it can just, again, mean like to not focus on crushes, not focus on wishing and hoping that it will happen, like just fall in your lap, but really put the action behind finding the right person. But I'm more so feeling like there is somebody in your life, and it just is not the way that you want it to be. And if you want to know if that's going to change really soon, I don't feel like it is. I feel like you need to get really, really clear about what you want, what you need, and express that, and be okay with letting this person go if they're not willing to step up and provide that. I hope that makes sense the way I'm saying it. And I do want to just quickly say November comes up really, really strongly for you as you being really happy. So it feels like love. Ready for the next comment? If there's a yes or no question, I can also use my pendulum. Okay, Samantha, you wanted to know about your career. I'm just speaking with my guides on what deck to use. They're guiding me towards this deck. For those of you who are learning tarot or just the divination of cartomancy, which is reading with cards, definitely let your intuition guide you on what card and what deck rather to use. Okay. And which deck to purchase. So this is the card that was drawn for you, Samantha. It is the gift of wisdom. So just one moment. It's a lot that's coming through with this card. So first I hear you're good at more than one thing. Sometimes people downplay what they're good at because it comes so easy to them. But I feel like your spirit guides and angels want you to focus more on the things that you consider mundane or just, it's just that thing that I do, but you're actually really, really good at it, and to utilize that more. This card comes up a little bit about a boss not really recognizing your talents, like feeling overlooked or underappreciated with work and career. But it also says, I keep hearing pave the way, pave the way. So there's a feeling of like you are going to make changes with your career. I actually feel like it's not that far from now, like 5 to 6 weeks away, where there's a lot of positive change with your career. So either getting hired or getting a promotion. But I keep seeing you climbing the wall or the mountain in the background of this picture. And it kind of feels like you might go in a completely different direction from the current career path you had this year. Like there's a feeling of maybe you're going to do charity work or maybe have more hobbies. There's just this feeling of your life being more fleshed out, like having your hands in multiple different things into 2022. It just feels like your life is going to be more full and it's not just career. Okay. But the main message is that you have the gift of wisdom when it comes to career. That is your gift to the companies that you work with. So don't be afraid to voice your wisdom, because I do feel like you kind of contain it a little bit too much. And just this feeling of like stand out more with whoever this boss is, and don't be afraid to pave your own way and go in a completely different direction. Okay. Just so you know, your aura is green, which represents healing for me. So you're meant to be a healer. That can be in career, or you can move more into learning some of the healing modalities and offering it on services like Kasamba. Okay. And that's what I'm getting for you. I hope that makes sense and resonates. Are there any yes or no questions? So, Breunna, I want to know if I'll move out of my mom's house and in with my boyfriend, and when. I really need to get away. Okay. So I actually feel like this is one of your milestones in life, kind of cutting the umbilical cord and letting go of the parental authoritative energy that you've been dealing with. I actually feel like it's not just your mom's limiting beliefs that are affecting you. It feels like part of you is still a bit afraid of if you can really make it on your own, if you can really do it with your boyfriend. It's not necessarily a conscious thought. It feels like it might be more so like this anxiety or stress or tension in the body. So I would say to use positive affirmations to just really invoke into your reality that you move out when you want to move out, and the experience you have with your boyfriend. Honestly, I keep seeing the number 8. So that could be August being the time that you move out, or it can be 8 weeks. It keeps changing. Okay. So that can be because you keep changing your mind on when, but I definitely see the number 8. So it's not that far from now, 8 weeks or August, you move. And it does feel like it'll be really healthy for you to get away, because it just feels like you're drowning where you're currently living. That's the feeling of like you can't really breathe, you're feeling stifled. So it definitely is the right decision to move. Yes, that's the main thing I'm getting for you. You definitely will move out of your mom's house. It'll be healthy for you, and it looks like it's 8 weeks or in August. Okay. All right. So, were there any yes or no questions? Peyton asked, thank you so much for your energy today. You're very welcome. And I love your profile pic. It's gorgeous. You said, I was wondering what my ex, Zach, is currently feeling for me and my situation. So when it comes to an ex, sometimes they don't want to be read. They want to have their energy separated. So I'll see if my spirit guides and angels want to say anything about it. Just one moment. And I am going to pick a card just because I feel like Zach's energy is hiding. So sometimes people feel like their exes might still look at them on social media. I wonder if that's one of the feelings that you're having, because there's this feeling of like checking in on you through social media from him. Okay. Oh, so the card is the Death card. So normally the Death card comes up when it was the right decision to break up. Like this person wasn't the right person for you. I don't really get that he's necessarily feeling a lot of like, I feel like you might want him to feel regrets or remorse rather. But his energy feels more so closed off. And his energy feels more so a bit envious. But it feels like it's best for both of you to go in separate directions and move on. Otherwise, I don't feel like the Death card would come up. And that's all I'm really getting from his energy. Not a lot, unfortunately, from Zach. But it feels like you're moving on to your new situation. So good for you. All right. I'm ready for the next question. Oh, thank you, Mary. I actually have had a lot of issues with my throat because I had throat surgery when I was 4. And so one of the healing things that I do to heal my throat chakra is sing. So thank you so much. I definitely do sing. Okay, so you say, can you tell me, is the man I love but not together with come to me and go away for a romantic weekend? I don't know if I read that correctly. So you want to know if the man that you have feelings for but are not with will go away for a romantic weekend. Um, hmm. I'm asking my angels, and they keep saying yes, no, maybe, which is not helpful. So I'm going to ask them to be more specific. Just one moment. I'm going to draw a card. So it's the Six of Cups. This card normally comes up when there is a soul level connection. So you might feel like this person is your soulmate. I tend to not use those words because sometimes it creates an unhealthy expectation that this person is supposed to be our everything and it's always supposed to be easy. But I feel like this card is coming up to really affirm that the feeling that you had when you first met this person and the feelings you still have are valid because this person is important to your soul. But as far as going away for a romantic weekend, I don't get a strong yes for that. Not anytime soon. So you might need to like really voice this to him, or her, but I feel like it might be more so him. I feel like you need to voice this and plan it more because I'm not seeing it this month. I'm not seeing it August. I don't feel like it's September either. So unfortunately, I'm going to say more so a no right now, but that can change the more you communicate with this person. Okay. I wish I had better news, but I'm always honest with what I get. Okay. All right. So there's another one. Kendall. Is mom okay and mad at me? And Rama passed away? Is she okay? Oh, okay. This is a mediumship reading. Okay. Could you bring her comment back up so I can see it again? I normally need to see people's faces for mediumship and like really see their faces to see if I can connect to their deceased loved one. So I don't know if you can bring her comment back up. Okay. Just one moment, Kendall. It's interesting, Kendall, because this morning, sometimes spirits will come to me early. And this morning, I kept getting this feeling of, I kept hearing, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, from I thought it was a grandmother type of voice. So if your mom was older, she might sound like a grandmother to me. But there was this feeling of like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. No one is perfect. No one has a perfect relationship. And I just remember hearing that this morning. So I feel like this was likely your mom coming forward to let you know that she's not mad at you. And as I'm remembering what I got this morning, I'm actually seeing a parade on the other side, like her trying to like, it's interesting. It's like she's parading down the street with a band behind her, trying to like show you how much she loves you. Like she doesn't want to just say, I love you. She actually wants to make noise in the spirit world to like really highlight how much she does love you. And again, I hear there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, and so she's not mad at you. She more so has empathy for how difficult life has been for you. And just this feeling of, yes, she is at peace, but just one moment. I don't know if you have an anxiety disorder or if you're just a worrywart, but there's this feeling of like, stop it. Stop with the negative, obsessive thoughts. Does that make sense? There's a feeling of like too much worrying, too much anxiety, too much negative thinking. And she just wants you to really feel her love. Okay. And she also says, yes, I'm going to come through in a dream, like you've been asking her to come through in a dream. Normally, I only get so much when I'm connecting with people on the other side if I can't hear you, but I do feel like she is here and she is offering you all of her love. There are 2 other women I feel with her on the other side. I'm not exactly sure if this is the person that you mentioned before, but there are 2 other lovely women on the other side. And I'm also remembering, I don't know if this connects with you, but I'm remembering before we went live, I was coming to sit down and I kept hearing Roland, 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 row high. And I was like, is there like a Roy on the other side? Or I felt like it was a male energy. So this might be a grandfather on the other side that wanted to come through for you, or maybe that's a message for somebody else. But I definitely remember this older male coming through singing that song, and I didn't know who the message was for. But yes, please know that your mom is well, she loves you, and she is going to continue to help you heal from the other side. All right, many blessings to you. All right, so are there any other questions? So Pat's Fulana says, what are R's current feelings and thoughts towards me? So I'm assuming this is an X. Let me just bring up my cards. No, I'm just trying to figure out which deck. All right, so it's going to be this deck. Just one moment as I shuffle. Sometimes cards will fall out. And in your case, the Tower card fell out. So this card might look scary for a lot of people. It's not the best card in the world. This card normally comes up when someone's had previous predictions about something that's not going to happen anymore. So if you've had previous predictions about our coming back or are working things out with you, the Tower card normally believes that normally comes up when saying when a belief is a false belief or a false thought. So unfortunately, I'm not really getting a lot of good omens and symbols about R and you. Unfortunately, I feel like, let me pull another card, see if there's any more details that come through about this. And so the next card is Action Frustrated. I feel like this is the same message from the Tower card. Just this feeling of like things not going the way that you want them to go between you and R, and to maybe accept that and move forward. Unfortunately, I'm not getting a lot more details. Maybe you can sign up for a reading because I will be live after this video ends. I will be on Cassandra on phone and chat, and we can follow up with more details. But that's all I'm getting for right now between you and R. Okay. Dominique says, I keep seeing 4s. What message does my spirit guide want me to know? Okay, so I love number messages. So I just want to quickly explain what those are. They're called sometimes number sequences, angel numbers. And these are when we see the same number or the same types of numbers over and over again, like with the time, with a license plate. Okay. Sometimes even in dreams. But I'm just going to ask Dominique's spirit guides. Just need to look at your picture very closely. So I'm getting a few things. It's like your angels want you to focus on 4 areas of your life. First, there's something about healing a relationship with the paternal side of your family. Either that is your father or another member on the paternal side of the family. It's interesting. I keep seeing a dog. So my spirits are very symbolic. They're not calling you a dog by any means, but they're showing me a dog with separation anxiety, staring at the door, waiting for their owner to come back. And there's this feeling of maybe some type of separation anxiety with the paternal side of the family, and they're saying to look into that more deeply and heal it. The second one is they're showing you the numbers as an affirmation of your intuition. okay? To let you know that you are connected to the spirit world and to develop it even more. Thirdly, it's an affirmation of money worries being fixed. All of a sudden I saw $1,800. So either this will be a gift from a family member, or I'm not exactly sure how the money comes, but there's a feeling of like the fours are also telling you that there's going to be more money this year. And fourth, I feel like they're talking about love. And there's a feeling of more than one option in love coming this year. And so there's this feeling of like trying to decide, is it this person or is it that person or is it that person? And they're just giving you options, not telling you which one to pick, but they're just saying that there's going to be more options in love. Okay. But the main message that I'm getting from the fours is to let you know that you are connected to the spirit world and to also use your manifestation power. You know, when you see those fours, say, okay, let me manifest more prosperity. Let me manifest more love, because that's right when you're very connected to the spirit world, when you notice those numbers. Okay, so it's a positive affirmation, nothing negative. All right. Okay, I'm ready for the next question. So Lindsay asks about hurt and anxiety. So it might not seem like it right now, but I suffered from anxiety a lot growing up. And I'm going to share with you the ways that have helped me, because sometimes my spirit guides and angels say, just share your story and that will help people. So, journaling. So sometimes anxiety is because we're not processing. It's not out of our heads. So you can do a voice journal on like your phone, or you can write it out. And that will help you process your thoughts, but also get it out of your head. As far as hurt, sometimes you really need a person who is very good at empathy. Okay? You need a safe space to just vent. That can be a therapist, that can be a psychic or a medium. It can also be just a trained professional, a hypnotherapist, a therapist. So I definitely feel like you need to find someone to talk it out with. And also, there's this feeling of a gratitude to kind of break the cycle. The moment you see yourself going into the hurt, snap out of it for a moment and say, okay, I'm grateful for this. And the next time you find yourself going into those negative thoughts, anxiety, snap out of it and say, okay, this is what I'm thankful for. So gratitude definitely can help. Just one moment. Just needed a quick drink of water. But just know that there's nothing wrong with you, so no judgment. Sometimes people hurt us, and then we keep reliving the hurt. And at that point, it's us doing it to ourselves. So definitely learning better habits to not beat yourself up for past things. And also meditation. That is the biggest thing that helped me with my anxiety. Learning to meditate on my chakras. And for the sacral chakra, sometimes when it's very, very open, there's so much anxiety. And if you can learn to focus on your sacral chakra and close it to about 10%, that can take away the anxiety. That worked for me. All right. And also just reading more articles, different blogs. There's lots of other information, but I do feel like you're definitely needing to give yourself time. So about 12 months to really work through your hurt and process your anxiety. And yes, I do see you coming out the other end of the hurt, the pain, and the anxiety. But you have to be consistent with the tools I just mentioned. Okay. All right. So were there any other questions? Kauai, if I'm saying that correctly. Hello, Spirit. What new opportunities that's me are coming up the year? Just I need to reread that. So what new opportunities are coming your way this year? Okay. So let me just ask my spirit guides and angels. I already see something about travel. I don't know if this is just a road trip or if it's overseas, but I definitely do see some symbol around travel. The card that was drawn is the Wheel of Fortune. And this card comes up as making a new female friend, like a really good, what I want to call a true friend soulmate this year. And there's something about changing your diet and changing your hair. Okay. So I don't see your image on the screen, but that's what I'm seeing. Something about change with diet and appearance, making a new friend, and travel. So all good things. So Mary Heaven, sorry, don't need to have this cracking or creaking too much in the background. Mary Heaven says, will my life get any better? So it's always important to, there's a famous quote, and I forget who said it, but they say, the best way to predict your future is to create it. So if you want your life to get better, get very clear on what you want and what you feel will make your life better. Start to tap into befriending that state of being, such as if you want to be happier, okay, I want to in this moment feel happiness. And just befriend that energy of happiness. Okay, I don't really feel very peaceful in my life. Okay, I'm going to sit in meditation and I'm going to ask for the energy essence of peace to wash over me, to flow throughout my body, mind, and being. And that will help you befriend those energies. And then it will start to manifest that more into your life. You'll feel happier. You'll feel more peaceful. Okay. I do feel like your angels do want to tell you that there's something about forgiveness that will also help with your life getting better. Forgiving parents, I feel like, forgiving perhaps bullies at school. There's something about forgiveness that's coming out really strongly. And there's also this feeling of like your energy is more of a warrior than you realize. So sometimes people don't want to step into their warrior energy because they don't want to be like somebody else in their family who was angry or abusive. But the warrior energy is more so a strength. It is a power. And I'm feeling like your angels want you to embody that more, giving yourself permission to not always be sweet and kind, but to really be strong. And that will really help you improve your life. But short answer, yes, your life does get better. I definitely feel like 2021 is not the greatest year for you. 2022 and 2023 feel a lot better. I don't know if you're 38 yet, but for some reason I keep seeing the number 38. So either at that age, it'll be very important for you. I'm not exactly sure, but I do see the number 38, so there's some significance. So yes, life does get better if you make it. All right. So I haven't gotten a yes or no question, so I'm just going to explain the pendulum really quickly before I go into the next question. So if you are looking to get answers yourself, you can purchase a pendulum, and you'll just ask the pendulum, please show me my yes, and notice which direction it moves in, and then stop it. And then say, show me my no. And then the pendulum will move in another direction. Okay. And then ask the pendulum a question that you know the answer to, just to confirm that you're connected. And I'm thinking right now, is my name blah, blah, blah. And it's already giving me a yes. And then you would ask a question you don't know the answer to, and make it simple and make it something that you can confirm, such as, will I hear from so-and-so tomorrow? Or how will tomorrow be a happy day? Whatever it is. And then you just ask the question and notice what direction your pendulum moves in, and that will be the answer. Okay. So my pendulum is answering a no, because I was thinking about a certain friend, and they're saying I'm not going to hear from that friend tomorrow. Okay, so that's just a quick little tutorial on how to use the pendulum. And now I'm ready for the next question. So Kim says, does the person I have feelings for have the same feelings for me? Do you see us together? Okay, so in situations like love, I know it's very, very tricky because we don't want to get hurt. Still, I find the best way to find out the answer is simply by asking the person. Sometimes it can be mentally torturous to just wonder, does this person not? Will we be together? And sometimes you just need to get out of your own way, rip the Band-Aid off, so to speak, and just ask. But I will definitely ask my spirit guides and angels for you. So as far as this person having feelings for you, the answer is yes. Yes, they do have romantic feelings for you, but they feel preoccupied with other things in their life. Family, career. I don't feel like they're in the right frame of mind to be in a relationship right now. So I feel like right now, don't pursue a relationship. Not this summer. I feel like the fall months are a better time to pursue a relationship. Okay, but you can still have the conversations about, are you interested in me? Do you want to hang out? Things like that. So potentially September, October is when you could be together, but I'm not getting a strong yes. And sometimes I only get a strong yes when someone's actions are matching up with what they want, meaning you're asking this person, you're spending more time together, so on and so forth. Okay. So I'm only going to be on for about 7 more minutes. I will be live on Kasamba on phone and chat if anyone wants an additional reading. Are there any more questions? Karen, I'm sorry, the quick answer I'm hearing is yes. It's time to move over. It's time to move on. They're not saying anything more other than yes, it's over. So Jackie says, hello, I want guidance about my love life, please. I'm not sure what type of guidance you're asking for, so I'll just ask the cards, my spirit guides and angels. So I keep hearing, I feel looked over. I feel looked over. Like the people that you've, oh, there's 2 cards that fell. The people that you've liked or have been interested in the past have not reciprocated your feelings. The card is the Elder card, which is really interesting because it's very rare for this card to come. So it's rare because it's more so the shaman card. It's when someone's either going to become a shaman, which is very rare, or they're going to have a shamanistic experience. So it can be the latter, a shamanistic experience. Just, I would say, look into a spiritual practice such as Wicca, such as honoring nature, working with the moon cycles. There's this feeling of like you need to have more ritualistic practices to really help you heal your love life. And the other card is the 5, Dancer 5, but the bottom part is the more important part. I don't know if you can see that. It says, where loss resides. So there's a feeling of like your love life not being the way that you want it, and that you're afraid that it might end with a current person, something like that. I feel like these cards are saying to be okay with loss, be okay with a relationship ending, being okay with being overlooked by people who aren't really the right match for you. I know that might sting to hear that, and I definitely want my readings to be as positive as possible, but there's this feeling of like the current love situation not really improving. It feels like it more so dissipates. Again, I wish I had better news, but that's what it feels like. Okay, if you have more specific questions about the love life, you can definitely come to Kasamba and sign up for a reading with me. And now just two more questions, and then we'll end for today. So Leo says, I'm seeing 57 a lot. 5 is my person's birth date, and 7 is mine. Is it any sign from angels for our connection? I actually hear yes. Just one moment. So I feel like you've been dreaming about this person or daydreaming about them a lot, and that other person has been doing the same. There's a feeling of the two of you connected in the ethereal planes, like the astral realm. So your souls are definitely connected. I don't know if you have a dog or this other person has a dog, but I keep seeing a dog as part of the equation. Again, I'm not completely sure on what that means, but I do just see a dog out of the blue. Between 5 and 7, the energy between the two of you comes up the strongest in November of this year. September, November come up the strongest. So those are months of reconnection, but also strengthening and deepening the connection. So yeah, it is definitely a positive symbol from your angels. And now for the last question, the final question. So Kendall said thank you and bye. Take care, Kendall. Vee says, will my sister call me? So we're going to ask the pendulum, since that is a yes or no question. So we got a pendulum question in there. Just one moment. I'm going to ask, will your sister call you within the next 48 hours? So what's today? Wednesday? It more so feels like the two of you connect this weekend rather than today and tomorrow. So you do hear from your sister this week, because my pendulum was saying no. I mean, originally I had asked, will you hear from your sister in the next 24 hours? But then I switched it to 48. So sometimes the pendulum is answering the first original question. So it might just be saying a no to the next 24 hours. But I am getting a yes for this week, especially this weekend. Friday and Saturday are coming up the strongest. All right. So I want to thank all of you for joining me live today. Again, you can find me on Kasamba for the next 3 hours. I will be on for video and chats. And if we did connect through the video today, remind me, because I won't remember all the names. So just say, hey, I was talking to you on the Facebook Live and I want to follow up the reading. And if you didn't get read, if your comment didn't come up, no worries. You can just sign up for a reading with me and I will go deeper into the information. All right. So it was lovely connecting with all of you. Know that you are all on the right path, because your spirit guides and angels are always guiding you. They were doing everything they can to make your life work out the best for you. So I'll leave you with many blessings and lots of love and light. Take care.